would you say, Jasper?
Yeah, one thing I would say is that we've seen in some industries they've had a moment of explosion with AI tools. Like in code gen, it's been Cursor. In legal, it's been Harvey. We haven't really had that in sales yet, and that's what we're building towards over the next year and a half. I think the reason it takes longer in sales is because there's so much ground to cover and so much product to build to have an effective end-to-end solution. With code gen, it's a relatively simple process. It's difficult to build it well, but it's a simple product. So that's what we're building towards. From an entire sales cycle entire revenue cycle perspective, on marketing, we're going to see AI doing personalization at scale for you, creating assets, creating your copy rather than having humans doing it. From a top of funnel sales perspective, AI is going to be doing your routing, your qualification. AI is going to be booking in the meetings for the AEs. And then I'm sure any of you here who have AEs on your team know that AEs hate doing everything that isn't either selling on a call or getting a closed won contract, and they typically don't do it that well, and you have to chase them down. I think we're going to get to a world where that's all the AE has to do, and they'll have an AI copilot that will do everything else for them. It will send the follow-up emails. It will do the multi-threading. It will keep the CRM in a clean manner, and it will guide them through the sales process. So that's the world I think we're moving towards.
So one where human and AI are collaborating.
Yes, yes. We're not. You can't stop hiring humans. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Final question before I open it up to the audience for the for Q&A portion. But what is one key takeaway that you want people to remember?
You should use Artisan and hire an AI BDR. I think the biggest thing is that as a revenue leader, you need to be adaptive and you need to be open to using new tools and open to trying new things. Because if you don't, you're going to fall behind your peers.
I think the period of testing with AI and seeing if it works is honestly over. I think AI does work. It's been proven. I think it's for leaders to go back and see what takes the most time in manual tasks and identify solutions that work best for their team is what I think is going to define the next couple of quarters.
Yeah, and use the data when you're testing things. Just see from an ROI perspective, is this better than a human would be?
Excellent. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I'm going to open it up to the audience now. I think there's a mic in the center if anyone wants to come up and ask a question. Don't be scared. But yeah, does anyone have any questions? There we go. Amazing.
Broke the seal.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Is it when you do international sales, means you are involved in the cross-cultural difference? How does AI manage this topic?
Yeah, so within Artisan, we support dozens of different languages. One thing that we've noticed is that LLMs aren't very good with cultural nuances. So when we have users who sign up in different countries, sometimes they will use the wrong form of German because they have formal and informal. And in different Asian cultures, you format emails in different ways. It's something that we're still navigating because the LLMs aren't great at that at a base level. So what we typically do is in each region, we work with a design partner and we prompt the LLM into being better with whatever the cultural context is.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Perfect.
This is more of a product question, but most outreach tools out there have different levels of abstraction, right? So you have different levels of control. So there was Smart Lead, there was Instantly, then there was prospecting tools like Apollo, and then you had to set up email campaigns. Now you have Clay with some agencies running the Clay operation. So to what degree of abstraction do you think you want to take Artisan as we partner along in your roadmap? And is there a mental model that you're applying?
Yeah, so right now the product is relatively rigid. We've built the outbound sales workflow and you kind of have to follow how we do it. We're moving to a somewhat more flexible model that we can't talk too much about.
Can't talk too much about that.
Hina's going to tell me off.
Yeah, but we're basically trying to make it so that the workflow becomes not very rigid to following certain steps to send out an email, but allowing you to, do multiple actions along the way as well. So yeah, I think in terms of levels of levels of abstraction, I think we can go very deep, but then maintain individual functional requirements as well.